My name is Spero Villioti. Join us as we unpick the threads of our creative fashion community, always remembering our values of nurturing, being commercially savvy and extraordinary. It's a crazy place filled with fun, passion, dedication, and so much laughter, which we love.
Hi everyone, we're back again. We decided that the last video that we did where I talked about my memories of being in Paris and the experiences that I had, I wanted to do one more episode to it about the Givenchy show and how we ended up there, and that it was Monsieur Givenchy's last show. And I've got Mohammed back with me, so we're going to be watching the show and chatting about it. But what happened with this show, why it's so special to me, is that I was working in London and I was commuting all the time. But on top of that, I had entered a competition called the J&B competition, which was to do a fashion show, and the top designer would win the competition, and the prize was to fly to Paris for 2 people and to go and view the collections. And I did enter, and I did win that year. But what made it again even more special was my mom was a designer. She was born in Cairo in Egypt, and she had studied with the French nuns as a couturier. And when we came to live in South Africa, she came with me and we started the couture business. And we'll put up a picture of her, but this is a picture of my mom. She worked with me for many years, and she was really also the backbone of the business. So a lot of the stuff that I know and I've learned was from my mother. Her name was Anastasia Villioti, but everybody knew her as Beba, which Beba in Greek means baby. I don't know why, but that's how it was. But she was always passionate about fashion. She ended up in Africa because she married someone who worked for the British Embassy and was transferred to then Rhodesia, and then from Rhodesia she ended up in South Africa with me. But she also dressed a lot of famous ladies in her time. She used to dress all King Farouk's wife and family. And I don't know if you've heard of the actor Omar Sharif. She would make all her dresses for Omar Sharif's wife at the time, her name was Fatin Hamama, quite a famous Egyptian actress. But she dressed a lot of princesses and a lot of royalty at the time in Egypt. And then when she came to Africa, life changed. And that's another story I'll have to tell you another day, which is very long. But I decided to take my mother with me to Paris. She had never been to Paris, and I wanted her to experience a couture show in Paris. So we went together, and it was an amazing experience. It was a mother-son trip. We went to Paris, to London, and to New York. She had never been there. So she had been to London, but never to New York or to Paris. So it was really a special and memorable time. But when we went to Paris, the show, the Yves Saint Laurent, the Givenchy show, was in the Intercontinental Paris, the Grand Hotel, in the Salon Opera, which is absolutely beautiful. It's also where Café de la Paix is, which is a famous restaurant right next to the opera, an area that I love very much because the buildings are beautiful. But when I took my mother there the day before the show so we could look at the hotel and to see where it was. And we walked into this amazing, magical room. It was like a palace. And I took hundreds of pictures. So we'll put them up. as well. So here are the photos, but we will put them up nicely. Josh will do a good job, he always does. And we took a whole lot of pictures. And then on the day of the show, we walked in early, and I had a sneak peek. And this is an image, Josh put this one up as well, of them setting up just before the show. I also had the ticket, the invitation to the show, which was there, which was the Givenchy. But I don't have the inside bit because they kept it. And I was like really upset because I wanted to keep it. But I did keep the envelope. So should we put on the show and watch it? And as we watch it, and like we said earlier, they had on every seat, you got the Givenchy fan. Because those shows are really hot inside there. And you always see the Paris show, everybody fanning themselves. So it was really great fun. So at the end of the show, he was taking pictures with all his models, as you can see in the video. But what was really nice, it was when all these, and that's an Nadia Auermann.
Yeah, that's Nadia Auermann.
Yes. So there we have all the people arriving. There's Christian Lacroix. He was there. And
he was young.
He was, yes. I don't know who that lady with him was. There's Paco Rabanne. That's amazing. I didn't even know. There's Yves Saint Laurent and Pierre Berge. Valentino was there. That's Pierre Cardin. I don't know who that lady is, but she's obviously very famous because there's Claude Montana and he's holding the fan. Kenzo, he was there. He recently passed away. Yeah. I don't know who those people are. I don't know who she is.
If anybody does know, comment below.
Yes. And this is sort of the front row. And then the show begins. And we've got some of the looks here. I mean, there's the snood. That there's one of the pictures. Where is it?
That was the second look.
Yeah, this is this picture where they're wearing the snood. And that's Karen Mulder there. Yes. That was Karen Mulder. And there's this look. That's this look here that we're looking at now. As you've got it, and that's on Sybil Buck. It's the one Josh likes. Yeah.
I love her.
So she was wearing this outfit. And then we have a few more. We're going to try and spot them as we go through. But it was so incredibly beautiful. I mean, the music was amazing. The way the girls showed the garments, it's not like it is today.
It's timeless.
And it was clothes that women would wear.
Would want to wear.
Would want to wear.
Desirable.
Definitely.
It feels and looks luxurious.
And so elegant. But also the way that they removed their gloves and their jackets and the way it was actually breathtaking. I mean, the whole room and the atmosphere. And then you had all these photographers going crazy with the camera and the shutters just going the whole time and the flashes. It was truly beautiful. And everything, they had to always remove the jackets.
And the salon style almost feels a little older. It doesn't feel so 90s.
No.
But it's so timeless.
It is timeless. This was autumn, winter. Here's the
95, 96.
95, 96. So his final show.
I think the next season was John Galliano, and the season after that would have been McQueen.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. And there you were. That's him backstage. He always used to wear this white coat, and he was always backstage checking that the models looked impeccable, and they really did. But it wasn't a rushed show. It was time so that you could observe and see the detail in the
Very
garments.
elegant. I mean, the jewelry itself.
The jewelry,
how beautiful that is.
Everything
complemented so well.
perfectly accessorized.
It's very typical of his style.
Yes, very ladylike.
Exactly. Very much what he always does.
Yes.
He always did something that was very refined, very elegant,
Yes.
timeless.
I've got a picture with this girl here. We must put this up.
Yes.
We've seen that. We'll put that up. We'll show you that picture as well. And there he is again, putting the finishing touches, even the scarves. So he wasn't leaving anything to chance. He was backstage there, making sure that everything was just perfect. He was a perfectionist. I love the matching gloves here.
That whole electric blue look.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful.
It's more of a cobalt.
Cobalt blue, beautiful with the gloves. And it was quite a big show. I think there was, I've got here the list of how many pieces were actually on the show.
I mean, it was quite a lengthy show.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, here's number 91.
Yeah.
So there was 93. So there was nearly 100 pieces. Yeah, 93. 93 pieces for one show, which is big.
Which is a large show.
A large show.
I mean, when the show is of this quality, this caliber.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go on for 100 more. And I'd be fine with it.
I would be fine. No, we were mesmerized. My mother and I were completely mesmerized and you know what happens? All the girls, after they finish this show, they rush off to the next show, and they have all taxis waiting out there to take them to the next venue. So from this show, we actually went to Yves Saint Laurent. So he was in the audience.
He was in the audience as
so
well.
he had to rush over because it was also his show in the next slot. So, and then all the girls again, and they would have their hair and makeup all redone and restyled again for the next show. So
Nadia Almond is just
Nadia Almond, beautiful. But all these girls, I mean, the models today are lovely, but they don't have the...
You know, it's just a different style. It's
the chicness of them. It's like the way...
There's a lot of focus. The model can really carry out a garment.
Yes.
Here.
Here's the redhead that... she reminds me of that redhead actress. What was her name again?
Julia Roberts.
Not Julia Roberts, much older than that. I've forgotten.
Lucille Ball.
Not Lucille Ball. No. I've just gone blank. I'll try and remember. But she was modeled very much on that style.
It's beautiful.
Rita Hayworth.
Oh,
There we go.
Very Rita Hayworth. There he is adjusting the coat and making sure, and that's on.
These coats are incredible. Beautiful. Again, it's something that's very wearable though.
Very, but the fabrics were also beautiful. I mean,
this is an haute couture show, so
I did honestly sneak backstage after the show and sort of touched the clothes a bit. I got kicked out by security, but I had to. And my mother was going, "Where were you? Where were you?" I was like, I went backstage. How did you get back there? I just snuck in, but pretended, and I just walked into the back and started looking at them, because it's fine to see them on the models, but it's also nice to open them up and to see how they're made and how they finish, and the workmanship, the craftsmanship.
that's my favorite part about going into your fitting room.
Into my fitting room, seeing how the things are done.
But also, I think when you study fashion, so before you start learning about it compared to what you look at the end of it,
Yes.
is so different. And you get a lot of people that turn around and say, "Well, why would you wear that?" Or who would go out in that? When you've studied it and you've gone through the learning process and you watch these shows, you understand, number one, the artistry behind it, but number two, you also look at how
the
the stuff
intricacies,
is made.
Yes.
the intricacies of it. Exactly.
I like it in this video when they show you backstage, because we didn't see that. And I only discovered this video the other day because we were
pulled out
talking.
the pictures.
We pulled out the pictures, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and find a video, see if there is. And I was so happy when I actually found the actual show that I was at with my mother in '95.
That is incredible.
So just to be able to see that was brilliant. And just the hats.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's
Yeah.
it's so.
And you can see it's just perfection. And you can see the people in the background with their fans.
It's so perfectly Givenchy.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of the designers that have come afterward have failed to capture the essence of Givenchy.
The elegance.
Exactly. Hubert didn't do anything revolutionary,
No.
but he did perfect elegance.
Yes, just very elegant. And that's why he dressed Audrey Hepburn for so many years. It was
Exactly.
his muse. And apparently her son was at the show.
I think she had passed away just a few years before this.
Yes. But they had an amazing relationship, the two of them. But he was a very elegant man.
Very elegant.
I did get to meet him after the show, and he was very, very humble and very classy kind of man. A real old-fashioned gentleman. It was lovely, and he was there in his white jacket always. So this show was really huge. I loved this dress, the
Beautiful.
brocade,
The brocade is incredible.
with the back detail with the bow. It really
Yeah.
looked. Oh, there's this dress.
It is.
Here's this dress. That dress here. That's the one she's modeling
Beautiful.
now. And who's wearing it? Oh, we didn't see.
Here's another.
There's another one. Okay,
Amazing.
so the next one we're looking for is
Probably that. We're probably going to see that before
Yeah.
we see the longer gowns.
they're so beautiful.
So timeless, so incredible. The jewelry complements the look so well.
You see Christian Lacroix in the background there. I mean, how amazing to have that caliber of people watching the show. Isn't that Carla Bruni? Yeah, it's Carla Bruni.
Spirit's favorite. Carla Bruni.
Carla Bruni is us stalking Carla Bruni. It's quite embarrassing when I see that today. Yeah, and then you can see Oscar de la Renta in the background.
Amazing. The only other show I've ever felt captures like a moment like this in history is when Raf Simons did his Dior show.
Okay.
It's another one of the shows where you see the entire first row, a star-studded front row, when Raf Simons was at Dior.
Yeah.
Maybe we should react to that.
We should.
I'd love
We
that.
should. Okay, we need to find it.
Mohammed knows how I feel
There's,
about
there's the Rita Hayworth girl again.
The Raf Simons at Dior was one of my favorite shows, but I know Josh doesn't like Raf Simons at Dior.
Oh, hi, Josh.
because you can't beat Galliano.
No, also I love Galliano's work.
It's just the first show.
And this is again Karen Mulder. She was such a beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
But all these girls, and is that Sybil Buck? No. I like that one because it has like a Spanish influence, like a matador. Beautiful outfit. That's this dress.
Yes.
That's this one on Nadia Auerman. There, can you get it?
Beautiful.
But you'll put it up again so that everyone can see it. So this one was on Nadia Auerman.
These looks that are all done in black, it's just incredible how beautiful
But didn't he do the breakfast at
Yeah.
Tiffany's
Yeah.
dress?
Mhm.
That was
I mean, timeless. I mean,
Yeah. So I
Hubert is
think
known for his
little black dresses.
I mean, Chanel is known for the little black dress,
Yes.
but his little black dresses were something else.
Yes. Especially the Tiffany dress.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the movies also make it more famous. I love it that he's in the back.
It's
doing that.
incredible.
I hate being in the back. I like being in the front. I have to see everything.
I'm fussy. I like doing what he does, making sure everyone's bag is in the right position.
I'm
Spero
torn.
puts on shows.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
likes to see what it looks like from the
I know.
outside.
I
Yeah.
like to micromanage.
I like to micromanage before, and then when the show happens, it has
Yes,
to
you
be
need
perfect.
to enjoy it.
I do get a bit sticky there. So, but I've actually never sat backstage. I can't deal with that. I have to see it. It's like, that's for me, that's when the clothes come alive.
Come to life, yeah.
Come to life. And then after you do all this work, and then you just don't get to see it. I mean, videos and
Mhm.
that all helps. And that's why I love this. Because even though it was in 95, I can now watch it again because there was so much
And
to
it's still
take
shared
in
with all of us.
on that day. Yeah, and to
Exactly.
share it with you today is amazing.
Mhm.
But on that day, my mother and I were so overwhelmed
It
with
would have
like,
been like,
who we seeing,
Exactly.
the room, the models, the clothes, the fabrics, meeting Monsieur Givenchy. It was like, it was all too much to take in
Mhm.
on one day. It was like,
It would have been incredible. It would have been amazing. And
it,
it's seen
it,
everything.
it was, and it was, what an experience. And my mom, I remember, she absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
She absolutely loved Paris. Actually, in the morning, I took her because we had flown in and her hair was a mess.
Mhm.
And I said, come, I'm going to take you to the hairdresser. And we found a hairdresser, and she went in there and had her hair done
Mhm.
so she could feel beautiful at the show. She was very elegant, my mother.
Mhm.
She was quite a beautiful woman when she was young. Maybe I'll put up a picture.
Please
there.
put up a picture
I'll put
for
up
us,
a picture
Vera.
of her when she was young, and the picture of when we were in Paris together. It was really special. I love that dress
That
with
is
that big thing on the
beautiful.
side. That big bouffant, puffy thing.
Bow
Bow.
slash bouffant.
Yeah,
Incredible. And again, in black.
in black.
Beautiful.
Beautiful with the lace and the black. A lot of black on the shirt.
But again, lace and it's sheer, but it's not tacky.
Yeah, not
It
tacky
looks
at
so
all.
elegant and so.
But it was he used to dress like the most elegant, chicest woman
Mm-hmm.
in the world. With
Exactly.
where
Audrey
Givenchy, Audrey Hepburn. It was,
Just timeless.
that's who
elegance.
would buy these clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And they would buy them. I mean, these were clothes that they would buy, and they would go in and order.
This is some of the. This show is like really shows us that like haute couture is something that doesn't have to be eye catching in order to be beautiful.
No.
It can. It doesn't have to be like in your
Yes,
face.
fashion in your face. It just has to be
It has to
beautiful clothes,
beautiful.
timeless, beautifully made. I mean, any of these garments you could
Exactly.
wear, a woman
Mhm.
could wear today, and she would look sensational.
Exactly. Someone could wear this 10 years ago, 10 years in the future, and I don't think that they would have any problem looking
No.
amazing in it.
I mean, this ball gown here with the velvet bows on the pockets and,
Mhm.
and the little
Jacket.
jacket.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Oh, here's this dress. This dress. So this was in his program.
Mhm. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's really nice to see, and it
Mhm.
was amazing to be able to take away
look
these
at-
and to
yeah.
look at them afterwards.
It's amazing.
It is. I mean, Carla
Carla
Bruni.
Bruni.
Wow. Today I feel so embarrassed the way I was like running around in the streets stalking all of them.
I would still run after Carla Bruni.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't get starstruck easily,
Mhm.
but when it comes to fashion
Mhm.
and these beautiful supermodels at the time, it was like And also, it's like you don't know if you're ever going to be able to go there again and see this kind of thing. So it was really quite magical, I would say.
And the essence of Hubert's work is that it was so good that people could also mimic it in real life.
Yes.
And that's what gave him more popularity,
Yes.
was that his work didn't require yards and yards and yards of fabric to make these things. And that's how a lot of people tended to like his things. And the patterns, the Vogue patterns, you find a lot of them in his style. Because they were easy to make.
They were.
But they were so beautiful and so elegant and graceful at the same time.
There's the Rita Hayworth girl. I wish I knew her name. If anybody knows this girl's name from then, be lovely.
I remember her at one of John Galliano's shows. I'm not quite sure which show it was, but she was wearing this incredible, it was, I don't know, it felt a bit piratey, but it was probably Matador inspired. And she had this beautiful, huge hat on, and she had this gorgeous red hair underneath it. That's the timeless. That's the image of her that always.
This is that girl, Cristal. This mixed race girl, but she was magnificent. She had the most amazing eyes. These blue eyes, and she was stunning. She was stunning. But for me, that's the back of Cristal there. For me, it was just the way these girls presented the clothes. The way they moved their arms, the way they moved their neck and their shoulders. And it was just...
They showed off the clothes.
They
the way
showed
they were
the
meant
garment.
To be shown off. Exactly.
And
it's an appreciation for the work that has gone into that garment.
Yes.
It's respectful in a way they carry the garment.
Each piece got its own... I mean, look at her with the floating cape, the way she shows it. It's just breathtaking. And yet the garment is quite simple. But that's the hardest thing, I think, in design, is to get that simplicity,
to know when to
those
stop.
clean lines, and that one detail, and the whole thing just works beautifully together.
To know when to stop.
You don't need to over-design or to go mad. Obviously, they had the best fabrics in the world. So, I mean, this beaded red dress.
It's beautiful.
It's
incredible. Got these long paillettes on it.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Quite beautiful. There they are waiting for, and there's the backstage manager just calling them out when to walk. I think it's coming towards the end. The end was lovely. I'm not going to spoil it now, but you'll see just now it was really quite special. And then
the simplicity of this, it's also very 90s. I mean, it's so cool how relevant to the time he was.
Yes.
When you look at the satin and you look at the chiffon in these evening gowns.
But what's also nice, the way that the necklines are cut, so that it really, they're sexy, but without being vulgar. I mean, the detail on this pink and black dress. Right, pink and black, right?
Yes.
I'm colorblind. But I seem to get away with it. It's okay. It's so weird. Yeah.
The way this chiffon moves, it's beautiful, sublime.
Yeah. Once when I had a client, I told her this green fabric would really suit her eyes because they're the same green, and then she blurted out to me, my eyes are actually brown. Bad move. Never did that again. When I said to her, the green goes with everything brown, it just makes them more beautiful. She liked it. I said, well, you've got magnificent eyes. So I worked around the problem. She was happy in the end. I think this is the finale, the wedding dress. Yes. Wedding dress was also quite simple, and you can see the whole room. They dimmed all the lights, so the main focus. You can see all the photographers.
Do you know what the show reminds me of? Funny Face.
Funny Face?
Yes, the movie in which he did a lot of Audrey's
Okay.
costumes. The way they're modeling reminds me so much of Funny Face.
Yes. Yeah.
But the finale in Funny Face was incredible. The gown there.
Is it? We've got to see
amazing.
that. And this was beautiful fabric. It was all like 3-dimensional ribbon in this pink.
Painstakingly done by him.
Most
Probably.
And then all the girls came out.
In these elegant black gowns.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Just lovely to see. There's the picture we've got of the dress. All the girls come
Standing
on.
ovation from the entire
Yes,
crowd.
the entire crowd stood up.
What was it like in real life?
Oh, it was magical. It was, I mean, you got goosebumps and the hair stood up on your back. It was, and then he comes out with the bride, looking like a doll. She looked so beautiful.
Bride in pink.
Bride in pink. But then the special moment came when there he is again in his white robe, and always a gentleman. He went back to escort the bride backstage, and then
he brings out the atelier.
The whole atelier comes outside, all the people, and then in his program, he wrote, where's that thing? Is this it in English? Yes, no, that's not the one. But they were all just walking out where we've lost it now. There's so much going on here. So
here it is.
You got it. Yes. So in the program there was a farewell letter and a thank you. So just read the first part. It was all his staff that were working for him, which I thought was really quite special because you don't get to see all the tailors and the seamstresses and pattern makers
being appreciated
and the beaders and the milliners and the jewelry people. He had everybody there.
Because, I mean, it doesn't take one person to do this.
No. I mean, you can just see from this image how many people and how much he respected and loved them. I mean, what did he say here?
He thanks his dear team. Finally, he thanks his dear team.
Yes.
Everyone.
Finally, thanks to all my dear team, studio, milliners, to my incredible craftsmen who for all these years have shared with me all the kindness, the wisdom, the love, and their craft, and have helped me to present for 43 years couture and pret-a-porter collections. I think that was so lovely.
It's amazing.
I loved being there. I'm so pleased that I found this video. Josh is going to put a link down because it is quite a long video, and you can go after. This is still, and you can watch the whole show. This is still the press after the show. Excuse me. And this is where I got, I decided if I don't take the chance and try and meet him and shake his hand.
How did you meet him?
I just walked up to him and I said to him that I just love your work and I loved your show, and I'm very sad that you will not be showing your collection again. And he said it was lovely to meet you too. I was like, oh. I was so happy. I don't even know actually what I said. My mom says, where were you? Where were you? I lost you. I said, don't worry, I had an eye on you. I could see where you were, but I had to go. She said, did you really meet him? Yeah, I did meet him. So then after that, I made it a point to any show we went, I would try and meet them. Because I met Yves Saint Laurent, I met Gianfranco Ferre. So then obviously after the show, I went out stalking everybody. So this was in the lobby. We'll put all these, and then of course, I was stalking all the models. Here's the redhead, the Rita Hayworth one, and me with long hair. So funny. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did.
Beautiful piece of fashion history.
Yeah.
It was amazing that you were there.
It was amazing I was there. I still can't believe it. Cool. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
From all of us at the Villioti Fashion Institute, we would like to thank our patrons for their contribution towards the Fashion Education Foundation. Paulette Vieira, Dawn Swartz, Debbie van der Venter, and Joshua van der Venter. Remember, if you would like to become a patron and support those who need it most, feel free to subscribe. The details to our Patreon account are listed below in our video description.